Today, I also want to mention about my first driving because almost 3 years ago, actually, I uh, got my driver license legally, but it was first time to drive in real situations. So it's almost 3 years later, and I just want to share what I felt during my first driving and also some feeling and some advantages or strong points, the merits of driving the private car. Also, I want to share in this time. So, actually, depending on the size of the cars, uh, the challenging level of driving can be changed a lot. For example, mm, if you drive the very wide truck or wide size of vehicles, then it's not easy to the compare the precise the width of the private vehicle comparing with the loads, how wide the load is. So it was a little bit frightful things whenever I changed the uh, cars for practicing the driving. So actually, the one of uh, one of things I realized when I drive the most big cars in my case at the time, so it seems like I just sedentary person, but in the high level or in terms of the height from the how far from the ground level. So the also big sized cars have a tendency to have high level of uh, sit. So it's a little bit weird at first uh, because I can see so many things, but cannot feel the precise width of my private vehicles. Yeah, and I just think driving itself also can be very joyful hobbies because we can enjoy the stunning some fabulous scenery outside or sightseeings, but sometimes it's scary when I first tried to drive the cars on the highway because there are lots of a huge amount of trucks and their luggage is usually concrete, chemical materials, or some dangerous toxic gas. So it was not easy to uh, take past the besides of them. So and always had to think the possibility of any accidents from them. So so sometimes at first it was not easy to accelerate the speed of the cars on the highway, but I know the lower speed can cause the high risk or possibility of uh, dangerous accidents. And oh, it's the also weird that whenever I try the terminals in the middle of the mountains, then the usually is more dark. It's much darker than the normal road, and so it seems like the virtual scenery, not the real. So it can be harmful to concentrate on driving also. And I remember that some of the highways was very foggy and full of any vapored waters at the time. Oh, whenever some other other cars, uh, other cars try to go go the outwards from my cars, then the foggy is more foggy became more serious. So my eyesight is was really terrible. So I have to think about the distance between the front vehicles and the after vehicles. So it was really scary. And so I just think the flexible thinking about the unanticipated situations or urgent situations is one of the most important thing. But sometimes it is not easy to me. Um, I just this my experience can be helpful to the drivers who start firstly try to control their handles. So I also think that there are huge amount of merits because I can approach anywhere without the complex public transportations. Some rural areas is not linked to the public transportation system well. So we should think about the how to reach that places with our private vehicles. So I think I'm not the intermediate level of driving yet, but hopefully it will be helpful to drive alone in the future. So this experience and my daily basis sharing hopefully can be helpful to the starter of driving too. Yes, thanks for listening and have a nice day.